Hey everybody, John Reap here. You're about to watch and or listen to episode 40 of Country-ish, and we have an astounding show for you today. The very funny and very famous, very handsome, very tall comedian Alonzo Bodden zooms into the show. We play another game of How Much is the Screen Actors Guild Residual Check? Small town news. Guy walks into a sex shop, steals a 3-foot dildo, and we play another game of Goodwill Hunting. Let me go get it.
Just a country boy, and he's making it good. He was y'all's underdog, dressed in beer rolls, living next to the woods. He liked to eat the sushi, but he don't even fish. Not so much a country boy, it's more like he's country-ish. Moved out of Hickory and headed for Southern Cal. Wound up in TV and film, making popsicle proud. Now this country boy is back with his family. Got himself a podcast, he knows it'll last, cause he's in Hickory.
That's right, baby! I am in Hickory, and I'm very happy about that. I hope you're happy, wherever you are. Hope you're happy, healthy, safe, and sound. Man, thanks for joining us. My name's John Reap. You're watching the Country-ish podcast, or maybe you're just listening to it. We're everywhere. Apple Podcasts, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Stitcher, Podbean, plus tons more. You name it, we are on it. And I don't do this podcast by myself that often, because I came back home for a reason, to be with my friends and my family. So I got one of my best friends sitting in here right now, a very handsome man. And he's also kind of famous. Well, his brother's famous, Perhaps you've heard of a man named Jon Stamos. Well, that guy's little brother in here, and his name is Marcus. Marcus Stamos, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. And speaking of moving from California to here, I've got you a little, we'll do Goodwill later.
Oh,
I've got a
interesting.
little something to keep you, to remind you of
I like it.
being from our California.
Stamos doing a teaser for the rest of the show. So here's what's coming up. Alonzo Bodden's going to be on the podcast. Very funny comedian. I've known him for a long time. We're going to play another game of the residual check. I got 4 things sitting here. We're going to get to that in a minute. Great story on a small town news. And like you said, the Goodwill Hunting game. Interesting.
Always a fave.
Always a fave, but let's catch up a little bit. Number one, I meant to do this at the top of the show, and I done forgot. I got to make this as part of the intro because we have a name for our fans now. Jimmy Buffett's got parrot heads. Lady Gaga's got little monsters.
Yeah.
You know what we got now?
What?
We got the bumpkins. What up, bumpkins? Help me come up with a greeting. Like at the top of every show, I have to say this now. What up, bumpkins? What up, country-ish bumpkins? I like what up, bumpkins, although it's not really country. I'm going to say what up.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It's ish, country-ish.
Butt up, bumpkins. Butt up.
Time to nut up or butt up, bumpkins.
Boom.
We'll think about that. It'll be a work in progress. So anyway, bumpkins beat hickeys. So we're officially now.
Hickeys. So hickeys referenced Hickory.
Yeah, it was like a play, it referenced Hickory and a hickey on your neck. And, like someone from Hickory could be a hickey, the word hick, hickory dickory dock. I mean, it had a lot of things to it. Alan was rooting for it. I didn't dislike it, but I knew that the females were not going to go for hickeys.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened.
Time to make shirts.
Because I know the females. Time to make shirts? Oh, bumpkin shirts?
Pumpkin shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that's been used. I've not seen anything like
What
that.
should let's think of that. What would that shirt look like? A bumpkin, country-ish bumpkin shirt. Would it have a person on it? Would it have a logo? Is it just words?
It's just words.
Just words.
Kind of play off the country-ish color
So
theme, maybe.
country-ish and then just his bumpkin.
Yeah.
Official bumpkin.
Or on the back, just say bumpkin across the back.
Yeah,
of it.
proud bumpkin.
Or
Bumpkin batch.
put it down at the bottom.
Bumpkin batch. Like pumpkin patch.
It's almost
But it's
October.
a batch of bumpkins. Is a bumpkin batch.
Bumpkin batch.
Hashtag bumpkin batch.
By that URL.
I will. Another exciting announcement. You know, we've been playing this Goodwill game for a long time now.
We have a lot of stuff accumulated, man.
We sure do. And the Alan Jackson, you know, he's got a big space here, but I mean, we're starting to. It looks like a hoarders episode up in here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's tired of seeing the mess.
I think what we're gonna do is come up with a country-ish yard sale. So every Goodwill gift that we've given each other, I mean, we have them, but we keep them here.
Well, I got a whole room full of
I mean, I do have some stuff at my house. Some of the things that you gave me, I actually did like, and I have them at home. Some things I left here, vice versa, I'm sure. You have some of those things at your house. I know some of the wine stuff you kept at your house.
So, yeah.
But we're going to have a yard sale, and everything that was on a Goodwill Hunting, you can now purchase. That's going to be October the 3rd.
So we're going to price it, or are they just going to, hey, this is what I'll give you for. So
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Now, here's the deal. We said when we bought these Goodwill gifts, $5 or less, right?
Yeah.
So I think in an effort to not lose money, and it's also a meet and greet, right? You're going to get to hang out, take pictures, meet us. There might even be a kissing booth.
Buy a hat or T-shirt, maybe.
Buy a hat or T-shirt.
Yeah, koozie.
We might have music, might have some food. I don't know. So I'm thinking everything's $5. No matter what you buy, it's going to be $5.
Okay.
And by the way, you don't have to buy anything if you just want to come hang out.
Yeah, let's hang out.
Yeah.
Just chill.
October the 3rd. Alan, we're going to do it here?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to do it at the Jackson Group Foot Film. How many businesses you got up in here?
12.
Yeah.
So is the address on our website, Alan?
The address can be on our website.
Okay.
We'll put it up there, but yeah, it's going to be.
I know that me just telling them the address, no one's going to remember, so it should be
True.
somewhere.
Yeah, we'll have it up on the website. We'll make sure it's on the Facebook post.
Okay.
To go up about it, so we'll get the word out about it.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
Downtown Hickory.
Yeah. It's in downtown Hickory, close to the post office, Jackson Group, and it's going to be in his back parking lot area. We'll have picnic tables. We'll have all these Goodwill items. And I'm not kidding about the kissing booth. The old-fashioned kissing booth. Now, we'll call it the COVID kissing booth. So
who's getting kissed? You?
No. I have a girlfriend. So Jody will not let me do the kissing booth. Now, what I think would be funny is we got two good-looking dudes on this podcast.
One. What's going to suck is when Sean don't
Hang out.
Okay, real quick.
Three good-looking guys, because I'm counting
yeah.
Alan,
I was
but
gonna
he's
say,
married.
I give Alan a number 2.
Oh, no,
I'm going to go
Alan's
1,
spoken
2.
for. He's married.
Yeah, but there's not get a peck on
But
the cheek.
I'm saying an old school kissing booth, like from Revenge of the Nerds, where we get a booth, people walk up, they pay you $1, they get to kiss you. Now, we're not talking tongue. We're just talking this right here. Look at me. Ready? Like this. Mwah. Just like that, right on the lips.
Cheek. Yep.
It's got to be a lip
It's
smacker,
going to
dude.
cost more than $1, man. Yeah. Cheek's $1.
You think your
Lips-
kisses should be worth more than Sebastian's
Do I get
kisses?
the money? Or does it
Yeah.
go to something?
It's whoever raises the most money wins the contest.
What's going to be embarrassing is if one of us don't get any kisses. I mean, that's going to really,
Look,
it's going to suck.
we'll make it sure it's towards the end of the thing so there's people there.
Yeah, you go ahead and stage
But
it.
let's think about that, okay? I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm just saying it
I'll
would
think
be
about it.
interesting. I think it'd be funny if, two of the handsome guys on the show who aren't officially married is at a kissing booth. And I think you could raise some money.
Okay. So a little gas money would be good.
So possibly a kissing booth, possibly some music, definitely lots of Goodwill gifts that you can purchase, lots of meeting, lots of greeting, lots of hanging out and having good times.
Yeah.
That's going to
Good.
be October the 3rd, Jackson Creative. All right. We got new Patreon members.
Yes, we do.
Do I need to look them up?
We're going to do a shout out for them.
All right, remind me when to give them the
will.
shout out.
I will.
In the meantime, do you want me to skip the iTunes reviews for now?
Yes.
Okay. I could talk to you about Heffron and Reap. You know John Heffron?
I know of John Heffron.
Very funny comedian,
Yeah,
good friend of mine. We also have a podcast. We used to do one together a long time ago. We got back together. He's in Michigan, but we will do them via satellite, not via the interwebs. And we started a Heffron and Reap fan page. For those of you who like Heffron and Reap, you can go to Facebook.com/Heffron and Reap. Join that Facebook page because we are going to go live a lot. That's going to be our thing, is like going live and then also having an audio podcast and a video podcast on YouTube, but it'll also be live. And we will take comments live from time to time. When we did it last night, Alan was actually part of it, but you didn't see him. He was like the director of it. So if you were watching us last night, the Heffron and Reap, and all of a sudden a picture would show up, it's because Alan was doing it.
So he was doing your promo for American Dad last night.
Yeah.
Did he do the little thing underneath?
Yeah, he did all the crawls. We call those crawls.
I saw the crawls.
You know, the names and the graphics.
Good job.
So Alan did all that stuff. And, there's the Heffron and Reap. So, I'm just saying, if you can't get enough podcast in your life, I got another one for you.
I jumped on there last night. It was good.
Yeah. John Heffron is one of the funniest comedians I've ever seen live. Like me, he's underrated with the things that he's done on television. For whatever reason, I'm never really 100% happy with the stand-up I've done on TV. My most proudest stand-up are audio recordings. It's Bless His Heart and Ginger Payne, I think, are really good. But the video stuff, people like it. I don't like it as much. Yeah. Anyway, Heffron is hilarious live.
I haven't even done an old...
There we go.
Have I even done a bit yet? And you realize you've been talking for, 20, 25 minutes. Like I had one show where I would start talking.
He was talking about what it was like getting back up on stage for the first time after having months off.
Like I had a couple of those.
You're probably asking yourself, why am I dressed that way?
I was wondering that last night, yeah.
I was trying to promote my character from American Dad, Clinard. Yeah. So I thought that'd be funny if I just try to look like him a little bit. So that's a little sneak peek of what you would get on a Heffron and Reap. And I really like our opening too, Alan. The opening and all that stuff's really great.
Yeah, it's great.
What do you want me to do from here, Alan? Do you want me to do American Dad? Do you want me to do iTunes reviews?
Let's talk American Dad.
Would you like to see, for those of you who missed it, I was on an episode of American Dad. I was like half. Would you say, Alan, you saw the episode? Would you say about half of it?
Yeah, you were in about half of it.
About half the episode is based on me and my people, my lake people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the American Dad there decides to dam up a river because he didn't want to go fly fishing with his wife. And she goes,
poured concrete.
Yeah, if I dam up this river, then there will be no fly fishing.
Yeah.
Then when he does, all these redneck lake people show up.
Yeah. And
I'm the leader of the lake people. And this scene we're about to play is how my character is introduced to Stan.
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
Guess I'm gonna have to open a dingy lakeside cafe, aren't I?
Hey, you're the guy that made this lake. Name's Clinard. That's C as in Clinard, L as in Leonard, E as in Ennard, O as in Onard, N as in Nard, A as in Ard, R as in Erd, and D as in Dildo. Have a beer. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, Lake Man, you're a natural.
And then we became friends.
Yeah.
And then there's other scenes that I'm in, but I do believe, like most animated series, they will replay that episode a bunch of times. I do believe it's already on slate to be aired 2 or 3 more times, and you can find out if you go to their website. Yep.
Well, we be getting checks for this.
Unfortunately, no.
No.
The
Okay.
deal
So that was a one-time deal.
The deal I cut with them was all exclusive one-time payment, so they can air the crap out of it, and I'll never see another dime.
It's the best $20 you've ever earned.
Yeah, well, I love doing it for the street cred to say that I'm a part of a Seth MacFarlane thing.
Yeah, of course.
So that was cool. Okay, so what do you want to do next here, the Alan Jackson? iTunes reviews?
Yeah, we can bring those up.
I can't talk right now. Okay.
Got it here.
So anytime. Oh, so let me just say this. at countryishpodcast.com. Okay. You can support us. We are listener supported as well as, donations and ad revenue at some point. But, you can join the Patreon at many different levels. $5 level, $25 level, $50 level, $100 level. All of them come with gifts and rewards and perks and that kind of stuff. But the deal I've also made is if you don't have any money and you want to be a supporter, all you got to do is go to iTunes or Apple Podcasts and write a review or give us a good rating. If you write a review, we will read it on the show and give you a shout out. And I believe we got some new ones here. How many do we have new ones there, Alan?
2 new ones.
2 new ones. I'll start at the top and work my way down. This one says, "Glad I found you," 5 stars by JSand1280. Says, "I'm not a big podcaster, but found you from Rick and Bubba." There we go. So that paid off. Rick and Bubba, I was on their podcast. Thank you, JSand1280. Here's one, says, "Down to Earth," 5 stars by Super Trucker T. "One of the most down-to-earth comics and very funny. I've followed John for a long time, and he gets funnier every time. Thanks for all you do, John, to keep bringing the funny. May God keep blessing you, Tommy T." There we go. Thank you, Tommy T. All right. So if you want to write a review, you can do it. We would certainly read it on the show.
And you got the most stars you could get. You got 5.
I get 5 every time.
I know.
It's because I'm asking them to do it.
Well, if we wouldn't read it if it wasn't 5.
That's true. I wonder if there's a way I could delete them. All right. So, so Alan, we're going to do phone calls or we're going to do Patreon?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and play a game.
Okay. All right. So, let's get into this game. I've got 4 envelopes sitting right here in front of me. As we've discussed, Marcus Stamos, I've done some acting in my time.
Yeah, I've heard.
I've been in some movies, some television shows, some commercials, some adult films I'm not proud of in the 80s.
Right.
Just kidding, Mom. That is a joke. And they have to pay you residuals. And I get these in the mail from time to time. I don't know how much these checks are for. I don't know what it's for. But I figure we make a game out of it.
Why not?
And what I'll do is I'll open this envelope. I'll tell you what it's for. But not what the amount is. What it's for and how it's airing. You guess the amount. Closest person wins the game. If you get it exactly right, you get the check. It's a little game that we like to call.
What?
How much is that residual?
You messed up.
I did. You know why?
Why?
We're going to do that again, but I'll tell you why I messed up.
You were reading my lips. No.
I got nervous because the last time we did this, you wanted to hit the residual part longer.
Yeah.
And in my brain, I was just wanting to get the residual, and I just totally skipped over Screen Actors Guild.
Right.
Take 2.
Boom. A little game we like to call...
How much is that Screen Actors Guild residual?
It's horrible. Check. Ugh. I think I just saw something come out of your nose.
Something got me, dude.
Yeah. You weren't able to hang today.
Dry throat. Something scratchy right there got me. My eyes are watering.
Got a gnat in your throat, maybe.
I got like a gnat in there. All right. So look, there's 4 envelopes. Alan, we getting people on the horn?
Yeah, we got some people.
Okay, good. Let's get to it. I'll let you choose one envelope, and we'll go with that.
Nope.
Well,
I'm gonna go.
I kind of know. All right.
That one.
All right. Here it is. Very good. Well, I'm going to set these 2 aside. This will be for another day.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Let's open this check. I can't wait to see what this. I hope it's a check. Sometimes, like I said in the past,
We've got more to open. If it's not, it's okay.
we've gotten bills, dues, that kind of thing. Looks like this is a check.
Yes.
All right. We got a check. We got a check, boys. We got ourselves a check. All right. This check is from Walt Disney Pictures. And it's actually for Rodney sitcom.
Oh, good.
So we've got Rodney, the pilot, an episode of the Halloween episode. Okay, so I'm going to give you, there's different episodes on here. I'm going to read the names of the episodes. So you got Rodney the pilot. That's the very first one. Then you've got Halloween, Keep on Trucking, Rodney Gets Robbed, Talent Show, We Day. That's 6 episodes of a sitcom that aired on the ABC network.
6 episodes.
Years ago. Okay. 6 episodes. Residuals.
That's
one
good.
check.
Okay.
Now,
I think we've got some people on.
I think I want you to guess first, Stamos, and then we'll work our way back to the boys in the booth, and then we'll take a caller or two.
Okay.
All right? Marcus Stamos, what is your answer?
Walt Disney, Rodney. You said 6 episodes.
Well, here's the thing. ABC, Walt Disney owns ABC, so the check's coming from Disney, but it was on ABC.
Okay.
Don't let that throw you.
So
But look, and this is all for internet, and except for one is electronic sell-through.
Okay. I'm going to give you about $10 an episode. So I'm going to go, your eyes lit up when I said that. It's like,
Don't pay it. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I don't have a good poker face.
You
This
don't.
is true.
we're going to go $67.38. I screwed up.
67.38.
67.38, Alan.
Got it.
Got it. That's final answer.
Final answer. Rick Sanford III, I'm sorry I don't have your locked-in music ready to play, but I'll just do it again with my mouth. You're locked in.
Beep.
Okay, I think next we'll do the Alan Jackson's guess.
All right. I'm gonna go a little lower because I think I've been overbidding lately. So I'm gonna go
6 episodes.
yeah. All right, so I'm taking it from that I probably need to go a little higher actually.
I'm just saying.
All right. Let me change my gear then.
It's my gear.
$112.52.
Okay. $112.52.
112.52.
All righty then.
Lucky man.
Intern Isaiah, what is your guess? Talk me through it. I want to hear your thought process and everything.
You're good.
Hello.
Let's see. I'm gonna go $92.38.
92.38.
Now, what brought you to that number, Isaiah?
Well, I'm thinking it has to be high because it's 6 episodes, ABC production, Rodney. So
I love his accent. by the
That's
way.
why I wanted him to keep talking. Okay.
it's the Appalachian accent.
It sounds good, buddy.
Appalachian.
All right, lock him in at 92 what?
92.38.
All right. The Alan Jackson, do we have anybody on the horn that would like to bid?
We do. We're gonna bring in your first caller right now.
Okay.
Here we are. First caller, the first one that called in to the show.
All right.
And they should be on the phone right now.
Hello, this is John Reap. You're on the Country-ish podcast. What is your guess?
Hello.
Yes, hi, this is John Reap. Who am I talking to?
Samantha Dawn Kingston.
Of course it
Samantha.
is. Hello, sunshine.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Say hello to Stamos.
Hey, Stamos.
Hey, Sam. See, we got it.
We're so waiting on that commercial.
We're so close. I just call her Sam.
Samantha, what is your guess?
$90.
Repeat that.
$90.
$90. She just went straight flat rate.
Wait, no change? Just 90?
90 straight. 6 episodes, $15 an episode.
Wow. Dude, lock her in at $90. All right, I'm
Good
excited.
guess.
Now, Alan, do we want to get another person on the horn?
Absolutely. Want to bring them all in together? Or
How many? I don't know how many people you got.
I got 4 more.
4 more people?
4 more people.
And they could all be on the horn at the same time?
Sure, why not?
Well, let's just take them one at a time. We'll go real quick.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead and let the one person in.
Okay, here's the next person in.
Okay.
They are in right now.
All right.
Hello.
Hi, this is John Reap. You're on the Country-ish podcast. Who am I talking to?
This is Teresa Stillwell, John Reed. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Teresa. How are you? All right.
Good. First time caller.
Long time listener.
Long time listener. I hope so. Well, we've got some guesses out there already. What's your guess, Teresa? How much is this Screen Actors Guild residual check?
$75.45.
75.45. Now, she did something I like, which is put the change on it in an odd number.
Yeah, smart.
Well, in the past it has been, but we don't know about this one. We don't know about this one yet because I haven't revealed anything. Lock her in.
And I have two other things real quick.
Go ahead.
You wanted a shout out for the new bumpkins. Just say, "Hey y'all." That'd be the shout out.
Hey,
and for the logo, do a pumpkin with a pair of overalls and one tooth.
All right. Look, we're gonna workshop that some more, but I like that's a start. Hey, but I like saying bumpkins. See, like here's the thing about hey y'all. I believe that lady chef, what's her name? The Southern chef, the lady
Paula Dean.
Paula Dean.
Yeah, her thing was hey y'all. So I don't know if I can just do a hey y'all. I want the word bumpkin in it, but I like where your head's at, Teresa, and I appreciate your offering that. Your guess was $75 and $45. $75.45?
Yep.
Okay, you're locked in.
It's not much of a lock-in.
What's the speed lock?
Yeah.
All right, let's get another color.
Next one. Here they come. Next one's coming in right now.
All right, hey, this
Hello,
is...
can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Who am I talking to?
This is Tyler McDuffie. I'm the founder of First Amendment Association.
Oh, Tyler, you said?
Yes.
That's right. I think I talked to you on Facebook when I went live the other day. How you doing, Tyler?
I'm doing magnificent.
All right, brother. You got a guess for me?
$748.14.
Damn.
Wow, dude. I like this optimism. That's the most generous guess of
Anybody's
this
ever
game so far. But listen, if you have a chance of winning it, wouldn't you rather win $700 than $3? Why not guess big?
Go big or go home. Yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to win this thing. All right, Tyler, you're locked in at 700.
Exactly.
Hey, and Tyler, can you remind me what your last name is again and what the cents were on what your exact guess was again?
14 cents. 748.14.
Got it.
And my last name is McDuffie. McDuffie.
McDuffie. That's a cool name,
It is
dude.
a cool name.
McDuffie.
Good.
It's kind of like, remember Duff from Guns N' Roses? And it's got like a Mick, like an Irish feel. McDuffie. That's a good name,
There's a
McDuffie.
Duffy's.
And then you have Duff Beer off The Simpsons.
Yeah.
You have what?
Beer.
Duff Beer from The Simpsons.
Right, yes, exactly. All right. Well, thank you, Tyler. Let's get one more phone call and wrap up this game. Go ahead there, the Alan Jackson.
We got
Thank
two
you,
more. Can we
John.
squeeze in two?
All right, yeah, we can do two.
Let's
That's
do
what you want to do.
good. Here's another one coming in.
Are you writing all these numbers down? Okay.
They're in right now.
Okay, hey, who am I talking to?
It's your old buddy Rick Sanford III. How are you, John the Grin Reaper?
My man, Rick Sanford the third. All right, don't get better than the third. They cut him off after that. Good to see you, buddy. And Rick, I also want to let you know I got your email. Thank you for emailing me the last Goodwill gift that we did. Remember that thing I gave you? We didn't know what it was. It looked like a medieval torture device.
Yeah.
Rick sent me a picture.
sir.
It's actually made for crushing nuts. So I was right about that.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Sanford III. What is your guess?
Well, I also want to say hi to Mr. The Alan Jackson and Mr. Marcus Stamos in the house.
Hey,
Yes.
man.
My guess is a cool $71.33.
That's a cool
Man,
guess.
that's a good guess, dude. I like that guess. I like it. It's odd numbers. There's no rhyme or reason to this stuff, dude. So you might as well put change on it every time.
Yep.
Okay, Rick. Now, Rick, I know you also sent me an email about the locked in noise. I didn't have time to pull it up. I've been doing it with my voice.
We'll get it loaded up next time.
You got one? Do you have it in front of you, Rick? You want to play your own locked in noise?
I do not.
Okay.
I felt bad that the one I sent you was long and quiet, so I made you a new one.
Well, I appreciate it. We'll get to it next time. But until then, you're locked in at, what was it, $71.33. All right, you got one more on the horn?
One more.
All right, let's get one more. Everybody else try to be quiet because there's a bunch of people on the phone at one time. Okay, new caller. Who am I talking to?
This is Jody Patterson.
Hey! It's my girl. Honey,
Cheater.
you gonna get this check?
You're cheating. You already told her the number.
No, I
I was
opened.
just calling to say hey.
Hey, honey. Samantha Dawn Kingston's on the phone, and Rick Sanford III, and Tyler, and some other names I done forgot. Teresa Stillwell, and
Samantha, Teresa, Tyler, and Rick should all be on.
and Marcus Stamos is here, and Isaiah, and the Alan Jackson. So, honey, you're on the phone. You might as well make a guess.
Okay. Me and Lenny are sitting here, and she said to guess $85.17.
$85.17. All right.
85.17.
Yeah.
85.17.
That is not a bad guess. All right. I'm gonna lock you in. You ready?
Yep.
You're locked in. $85.
Cheap fireworks.
It just sounded like, yeah, it did. That's like a bad Myrtle Beach
North
trip.
Carolina,
Right.
not South Carolina.
You get them at the food line?
Yeah, in the parking
Right
lot.
next to the snakes. Yeah.
The snakes. Those are so cool.
All right. So, John, we got all 5 on the line. So we've got a total of 8 guesses right now.
All right.
Reveal.
Well, here we go. Big reveal time. I feel like we need some like ominous music at some point next time.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I'll add that to the list.
This game, I didn't know this game would be played this often because I don't normally get this many checks in a row.
He's probably around. Look for a microphone, a big man.
Let's mute that. I don't know what that is.
Just for a minute.
Yeah, everybody hang on. All right, because we got a lot of people on the phone. All right, somebody in this group is very close.
It was me, man. You lit up when I got
I'm telling you, they were so close, I got nervous.
Wow.
All right. The first digit is 9.
Oh. That's Jody, right?
She said 85.
Okay.
The next digit is a 0. Then there's a decimal point.
Oh, Samantha.
And
Samantha
then
Dawn.
it's 98 cents after that. $90.98.
I'm bringing everybody back in, unmuting.
Samantha Dawn Kingston was 98 cents away from winning $90.98. Good guess.
You know we can't change.
What'd she say?
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out which one's her.
So let's.
Well, with all this change shortage going on, I think she's got it.
The chain shortage, yeah.
Yeah, well, look, I don't know how Samantha Dawn Kingston got so dang close.
Because she's your biggest fan.
Let me tell you, when she said $90, I almost looked over my shoulder to see if she was standing back there. Well, if there's a camera, it kind of made me nervous because no one ever gets it that close.
She's definitely the closest ever.
But congratulations, Samantha Dawn Kingston. You win the game. But I can't give you the check. I can give you something because she's given us so much. Samantha, you already got a T-shirt, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a hat?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a mask?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a koozie?
Yes, sir.
Nothing left to give.
We got to give her something, dude. So, the Alan Jackson, let's think of a nice care package because she got so close.
We can put something together.
I want to give her something.
I know what.
So, no, I'll tell you what we do. Go ahead, Marcus.
I was going to say if there's a Goodwill gift that
That's
her
what I was
favorite
thinking.
Goodwill gift, let's give it to her.
Samantha, I don't know if you heard this in the very beginning of the show. We talked about we're doing a yard sale, a country-ish yard sale. And we're gonna be selling all the Goodwill gifts that we exchanged on the show, but I'm gonna let you have first dibs. If there's one of these Goodwill gifts that you want for yourself, you let me know and I will ship it to you.
Bam.
Do you still have a cat?
We sure do.
Oh, I just looked at it a while ago.
I knew that was gonna be that cat.
All right.
I love Rick
love his
Sanford
hat. I love
III's
his
laugh, dude. That's great.
I'm bringing everybody.
Oh, man.
That's a good laugh, dude.
I'm bringing everybody else back in off of mute just so you can tell them goodbye.
All right. Okay, everybody, we're all on the horn at the same time. I just want to say to all of you, thank you for calling in. Thank you for listening. Thanks for playing the game. We have a winner, but so far no one won the chicken dinner. It's the closest we've ever had, and it's Samantha Dawn Kingston with her guess of $90 flat. Samantha, why didn't you put some change in there?
Because we're in a change shortage, that's why.
Change shortage.
Oh, is that a real thing?
It is a good. It is, supposedly. Yeah.
Is that in the news?
Don't know. Ask Rick.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, guys.
That's awesome.
We got to move on, man. This has been a great episode of How Much Is That Screen Actors Guild
Residual
Check?
And we'll see all you on the cruise. 2021.
All right.
Y'all be good.
Bye,
Y'all be
Sickle.
good to each other.
Bye, Bumpkins.
Bye.
Be good.
Bye.
All right. Woo-wee.
First Amendment Association Country-ish podcast.
There we go. Plug away, my friend. It's all good. I mean, I'm for the First Amendment.
Yeah.
All right. Well, dude, I cannot wait.
I can't believe how close she was.
To cash
That's crazy.
And put it in my bank account.
You can't
Nobody
catch
else wants.
those, so we have to play more games. You got to leave those.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to leave these for another game.
Yeah, you're
I
fine.
don't think I know two of these are not checks.
Bills.
Yeah, I think so because they have different envelopes.
We'll
As
pay-
you can see this one,
Yeah. Oh,
and these are different. That one says health plan and pension plan.
Oh.
That one says health plan. I feel like this one's a bill.
Yeah.
And this one's like a statement.
Well, hopefully the one you just opened can pay the bill.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. They usually pay for themselves.
2 for 1.
All right. How we doing there?
Doing great.
All right. Look, we got a whole lot more podcasts coming up. Don't forget, comedian friend Alonzo Bodden is going to be zooming in. We got a small town news segment, and we got Goodwill Hunting. But let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more country-ish after this. Hey, everybody. John Reap here. Just want to say thank you for listening or watching this podcast. We love it when you do that. Also, I want you to go cruising with me. That's right. Not in a car, in a ship. That's right. It's the Reaps Peeps Comedy Cruise. Check it out. If you go to johnreap.com, click on the Reaps Peeps Cruise. All the information you need is right there. It's in 2021. You got plenty of time. November the 6th through the 11th. We're going to a private beach in Haiti. We're going to Nassau. I'm doing stand-up. We're doing a podcast, and we're doing karaoke. 5 nights. It's going to be a blast. Get on the boat with me, John Reap, and the Reaps Peeps Cruise. If you love this podcast and you love wearing shirts, well, we got something for you. If you go to countryishpodcast.com, click on merchandise, it'll take you to my store, and we have an awesome t-shirt for you. It's a Country-ish podcast t-shirt. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? Also, it's got the website on there. It's a soft tee, very soft, feels good on your skin, and it helps us keep the lights on here at the studio. So check out countryishpodcast.com, click on merchandise, get yourself a t-shirt, and know that I love you. And we're back. I want to do a quick shout out. We got some new Patreon supporters, and we got to give them shout outs because we love and need you guys. At the Rhinestone level, we got Brandon Gibbs, Tyler McDuffie, Kim Daniels, and Karen Leslie Walters. Thank you all. And we've got one Pewter Pro level. Shout out Lauren Spencer. Thank you all for your support. We need every cent we can get. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep on reaping on. All right. Let's move on, man. We got a very, very, very good Zoom interview. You know, there's a pandemic going on, Stamos, and a lot of comedians can't go anywhere. They're trapped at home. That's where I take advantage of this situation to make them zoom in to my podcast. And this guy, One of the funniest guys I've ever had the pleasure of working with. He won Last Comic Standing before me. He went on to be the judge of it my season.
Did he vote for you?
Well, I won, so most likely. It wasn't up to him. He was all, it was up to the people at home. Yeah. But, guys, he's a pro. He's on Amazon Prime right now, has a new special called Alonzo Bodden Heavy Lightweight. Anyway, let's check out this interview with my man, Alonzo Bodden.
Rich white people paying to get their dumbass kids into college. I don't know about you. I heard about this. I laughed my ass off. I was like, first of all, I better not hear another word about affirmative action. This is affirmative action for dumb rich white kids. One family, they paid $6 million to get their dumbass kid into college. And I was like, just give the kid $6 million. You must be as dumb as your kid. Eliminate the middleman. Like, look, kid, here's $6 million. Now you spend slow. Your ass is dumb, but this should make it all right.
Yes! Joining me right now, one of the funniest guys on the planet and a very good neighbor back in Los Angeles. Alonzo Bodden, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We were saying in the warm-up that we're seeing each other about as often as we did when we lived in the same complex.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. We both lived in Studio City at a nice little complex called Studio Village. Are you still there? No, you left.
No, I still have my place there, but I rent it out. I've moved on. I'm over in Woodland Hills now.
Oh, okay. Me and you go way back, dude. We started, I met you doing college gigs. Mm-hmm. We had the same agent for a little while, a guy named Joey Edmonds.
Yeah, Joey was the man when it came to colleges.
Yes.
Yeah, Joey was big time in college biz.
So I remember doing colleges with you, at least a showcase.
Yeah.
And I remember us standing in a booth. This was the part that we both hated the most. God, it's so humiliating. You go on stage, you do 20 minutes in front of a bunch of 18, 19-year-old kids who are there representing their school. And then you go to this big exhibit hall and you stand behind a table and these kids come over with a sheet and they look at you like, I don't know. You were kind of funny. I don't know about him. Maybe him. And you just got to stand there and take it.
Yeah, and the booths were funny because some of the booths literally had bowls of candy and snacks, etc., just to attract people to the booth. It was, that was...
I think that's where I met you, was at a booth with Joey. Mm-hmm. I'd just gotten with Joey. I was with some other agency for a minute. I just got with Joey, and I'd heard about you, and I hadn't met you. And I'm sitting next to this very tall guy, and I look up, and I'm like, hey, man, this is... I was excited because it was like a new chapter in my life. Here come the college money. And I go, this is fun, huh? And I remember, I'll never forget what you said. You just looked down at me like, I hate this shit.
Because and you grew to hate that shit.
No, you were 100% right. I was a young buck. I was a rookie. I didn't know the hate for it yet. But yeah, that was crazy.
And to your listeners, when we say we hate it, we don't hate it, but it's like any job has good parts and bad parts, right? Yeah. And the best part of our job is being on stage, and people don't realize some of the stuff you have to do. So they're like, okay, just stand in this booth and smile, just like you said, at random 18, 19-year-olds as they judge you walking by.
It's so humiliating, but thank God back in the day that those existed, because that got me out of debt. I mean, I don't know what I would have done had the college market not been available to me. But then, we moved on, and then here I see you win Last Comic Standing. What season was this? 2?
That was season 3. I was runner-up on season 2 to Heffron, and then I won season 3.
That's right.
Yeah, we did that crazy back-to-back best of.
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Now, is this truth or is this rumor that for whatever reason, when you won, they never aired it?
They didn't. That is true. That is true. So what happened? Well, we never know exactly what happened, right? Because it's network TV and it's a network decision. But what had happened was we shot the episode. We did the show, and we were waiting for them to vote. Like, you know how you do it on Tuesday and they vote Tuesday night and then you find out the reveal. So Wednesday, we're waiting to find out, and the word came out the show's been canceled, right? So we're like, well, who won? And they're like, well, no, they're not going to say because they might bring the show back. So Wednesday morning it's canceled, and we're on tour because we're still touring live from doing season 2. Then like Wednesday around lunchtime, they're like, no, they're going to do a show. Then Wednesday night, no, it's canceled. Then Thursday morning, Jay Moore was in Phoenix doing his publicity for whatever. And he says, I'm tired of him playing games. Alonzo Bodden won, right? So I get this word from Jay London, who's on the end.
I love Jay London, yeah.
Yeah, now I'm trying to confirm. I'm like, did I win? Because I heard Jay said, and they're like, we're not confirming anything. Meanwhile, we didn't know it. NBC was losing their minds. Like, that was when Jay got kicked off the show, and they were just so mad at him for revealing because they hadn't made a decision yet. So my question to them was, okay, hypothetically, if I won and there's no show, do I still get the money? And they were like, yes, you would still get the money. I said, we're good then.
Wow.
So, yeah, we ended up doing this little half hour. Like, the secret was out, everybody knew. And we did this little half hour because Comedy Central used to rerun the show on weekends. So we did a half hour reveal show for Comedy Central. So I never got the big push as a winner.
Right.
But the other thing was back then, and I don't know where social media was when you won, but me and John Heffron, we walked away with thousands of MySpace friends.
Yes. Thousands of MySpace. Yes, it was MySpace was coming to an end, and Facebook was growing, I think, when I was on there. But so wait, so you came, so Heffron won season 2.
Yeah.
You runner up on that one. Then you won season 3.
Right.
And then you went on to be a judge.
And I was a judge on season 5.
Nice.
I did everything on that show except host it and sweep up the stage. Those were the only 2 jobs I didn't get.
Yeah. I wonder if they're ever going to bring that show back. It comes and goes, man. It's like this show that won't necessarily die all the time. And I think it's had a sort of an identity crisis. It doesn't really know what it wants to be. Are we looking for new talent? Are we just looking for the funniest people who want to enter? Is this a reality show? Are we getting street cred? Or are we just trying to appeal to everybody? I don't know. It's hit or miss, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what ruined the show. They kept changing the format. And the fans were like, well, what is this? Just like you said, are we watching? I don't think the mix of new comics and pros was necessary, because when they tried it with all new comics, again, this is what people don't realize. If you've only been doing comedy 2-3 years, you can't do a TV series. Like, you don't have enough material to do 5 TV spots. You find out that, this isn't as easy as I thought, and they wanted to give people the impression we had all walked in off the street.
Yes.
But yeah, we were pros. When I was a judge, I really got to, being on the other side of the table.
Right.
I really got to see it. And I'm going to tell you, this is how it would break down. You had like 10% had no business being there. Right. They were just, sideshow acts. They were, a porn star who wants to do comedy, or, we got a guy come in dressed as a Viking, whatever, right? Then you had about 70% were in that doing comedy 3, 4, 5 years, funny, not ready for TV. You had 10% like you, guys like you, who the audition was merely a formality. Right, They're a pro, they're funny, they're going on the show. or you're up against the best. Like there's none of that. I wonder if he can come back tonight and do 5 more minutes, right? But the hardest ones were the ones where like he's good enough, and she's good enough, and she's good enough. Now, which one of them do we pick? That's when it was hard, when you had multiple people kind of fill in the same, slot, and you had to pick one of them. But it was a good experience to be on the other side of the table and see how many people were doing the same thing. Like one thing that was bugging me, we each had jokes that bothered us. The jokes that bothered me, nothing was going to get you kicked off in my mind quicker than being a woman saying, yeah, a homeless guy was hitting on me last night. And I'm like, no, he wasn't. Stop it. Stop it. There's been 1,400 women with homeless guys hitting on them. I refuse to listen to this joke again.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Kathleen said she hated halfers. So you come out there, yeah, my dad's Puerto Rican and my mom's Chinese. And she's like, no, they're not.
Right. Oh, that is hilarious. I've always wanted to ask you what it was like on the other side, because it must have been really tough, too, because, like, I knew you knew me, and you probably knew a lot of the other comedians. So it's tough.
Most of the comics were cool. Most got it. They understood, like, this is an audition, and it's the audition process, right? And I'll tell you, when it was hard? It was hard. One thing, I had to judge people who I had opened for. You know what I mean? Like Bob Zaney, right? Bob Zaney's been around since day one. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what? Am I supposed to sit here and say Bob Zaney's not funny or you know what I mean? That was weird. The other thing that was weird, when you had someone who you knew was funny, but they picked the wrong material.
Yeah.
Because you had to get the laughs, you had to be funny that night at the Improv or at Gotham's or wherever you auditioned. And we had some great comics who picked the wrong material for that crowd. Mm-hmm. And then you can't say, okay, you passed because we know you're funny.
Right.
We have to judge it on what was seen that night. So that was tough. But 90%, I'd even say 95% of the comics got it. There were a few that held grudges.
Right.
But comics were okay. And I remember Big J Okerson.
Yeah. Jay
was cool as hell. His manager hated me, might still hate me to this day.
Okay.
Me and Jay are cool. Jay got it. It was what it was. I mean, you know Jay. Jay's not ready for prime time. How are you going to put Jay on? Right. You put Jay on NBC in prime time, he can pretty much say his name.
Right.
And that would be about it.
Yeah.
And he was all good with it, but his manager hated me.
Wow. See, but you got to know that going into it. Like, how much am I going to be able to do given the material I have? TJ Markwalter.
Yeah. I was with TJ.
Yeah.
TJ repped me for years.
So TJ had been calling me every year, asking me if I wanted to go audition for Last Comic Standing. Like almost every year it came out. And at the time, I was great. I was on a sitcom with Rodney Carrington. I was making good money there. I had already done several Dodge Hemi commercials. Mm-hmm. I wasn't hurting for anything, and I was kind of like, I don't know, that looks like it's going to be a pain in the butt. The whole reality side of it's what sort of pushed me away in the beginning, because I didn't like was watching this show at home, seeing a comedian on stage, cocky, not a care in the world, doing a great set, and then looking right in the camera and going, please vote for me.
Yeah.
Like, I hated how it looked. It's like, what are we begging for votes? What is this show? And then he calls me season 5. He goes, all right, they're changing it this year. They want, like what you were saying, they want like comedians who can do more than 15 minutes. We'll get some good road comics. You're not going to have to live in a house. Did you ever have to live in a house?
Yeah, we had to live in this old castle in the Hollywood Hills. It was crazy. It was me, Heffron, Corey Holcomb, Kathleen Madigan, Tammy, Gary Goldman, Todd Glass, Ant, Jay
Damn.
London. Yeah, we
All
had to
those
live.
names are great.
We had to live together. We were cool with it. The problem was the producers trying to create fights between us.
Right.
Because what they didn't realize, because they came from reality TV, right? So they didn't realize comics live together on the road all the time.
Right.
Like you get to the plate, you get to the club, to the Chuckle Hut, you all stay in the condo,
Yep.
right? The headliner gets the room with the TV in it,
right?
And and we're roommates for 3 days, and we move on. So we would be around the house lounging, doing nothing as comics do, and they're like, "You guys are boring," and we're like, "No, we're comics. This is what we do."
Right, that's true. So they had to try and create conflict with you guys. Well,
Yeah, that's
I got
what they would
lucky.
do.
I didn't have to. They just gave us a hotel room and made us go do challenges my year, you know. But then he goes, "Well, the prize money is going to go up from 50,000 to 250,000."
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Well, I'll go down there." And so but like TJ says, no, like, you know, you have to go audition, but it's a set time. You're not going to have to stand in line outside in the rain or anything. It's a set audition. I knew who the judges were. I'm like, but I also knew, because it's TV and it is a reality show, they are going to try and make me look like I'm fresh off the chuck wagon. You know, like I know I'm going to be the hick from Hickory. And so I didn't try to play it down. In fact, I kind of used it to my advantage. I was like,
yeah,
well,
you own that. You own that.
100%. Like, well, I'll wear the flannel. I'll put the Goodyear hat on. I'll do the whole thing. And but it is weird for comics out there who might be watching, listening to this. It is weird going on stage at a comedy club. And maybe this is the new normal. But going to a comedy club and doing your set in front of 3 comedians who know you and are just sitting there, and they have to sit there and pretend to listen. And it's like, it's so weird without an audience and just doing it. But I remember it was either you or Kathleen, because I had my mind made up. Like, I'm going to go up there. I'm going to do this set as if it's a packed house, and I'm going to bring it for the cameras. And I was about 3 minutes into it, and I had a whole thing worked out, and I was being physical. And either you or Kathleen goes, John, save it, you're through, save it. I was like, thank you, because that was tough, man. But yeah, what a crazy season that was.
Yeah. Who knew back then we were training for now?
That's right. So this is like the new normal. I should be ready for this. But it is weird, man. And you were great. You were nice to me. Always been nice to me. We go back even before that, working at Dublin's in Los Angeles, which was one of the. I feel like there needs to be a documentary. Maybe there is. Is there a documentary on Dublin's?
You know, they wanted to do one. They couldn't put it together. I got to say that 3 years that Dublin's ran was probably the most creative time I've ever had. Like, it was just being one of the regulars, being there every week.
Yeah.
And doing crowd work and working new material. And the room had such an energy to it. You know, for me, and for those of us who came through it, I said it's like when you hear Seinfeld and Paul Reiser and those old guys talk about New York being at the Improv and being at Dangerfields, right? That's what Dublin's was for us. It was a bunch of comics. We were pros. We weren't names yet. We hadn't done much. You had the occasional shot on TV.
Yeah.
Right. Dane was becoming Dane.
Right.
And I think none of us realized how incredibly big he was becoming while we were doing that. It literally seemed like, hey, Dane, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm doing the Orlando Improv. And then a month later, hey, Dane, what are you doing? Oh, I'm doing Madison Square Garden. What?
Right. Yeah, it was watching history in the making, because I remember thinking that I was a very high energy physical comedian. But yet I've got the twang, and I'm going to use all of that. And then I remember going to the first time I've seen Dane at Dublin's absolutely destroy that room, and looking around like I've never seen anything like that in my life. You're right. It was Dane's house, but we all had great moments in there.
Oh,
but it felt like it was just. You're right. It was a beginning of something huge for Dane Cook.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't just him. Ken Jeong, Dr. Ken.
Right.
Craig Robinson.
Yep.
You can go down the list. Sebastian Maniscalco, Ralphie May.
Right.
Like all of us, we were all going there figuring it out.
Yep.
Right? We were figuring it out. And then you look 5 years later, 10 years later, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
That was every Tuesday night. And I'll tell you this. Fans who remember Dublin's, like you do a Laugh Factory spot, or they're like, man, I remember those days. They were like, you guys were amazing. It was a really cool place. And yeah, if we had known, we would have filmed it. Or if it were like today, where it's so much easier to film something. I mean, back then,
right,
you would have had to set up cameras. It's not like you could take a phone or an SLR and just set up and shoot it. You'd have had to really film it. And nobody thought of it on that level, and the technology wasn't on that level. Listen, I wish I had those sets. I went through so much material, I could have done 4 more specials if I had all that.
Yeah, man, you were a master at doing crowd work, and I was so new to young in my career, that crowd work, the thought of doing crowd work, especially at Dublin's, was terrifying to me. And to watch guys like you be able to pull it off was amazing to watch, because that room, as fun as great as it was, if you weren't doing well, you could lose the crowd pretty quick, because it was long room, and you had a lot of these like floozy girls who just wanted to get drunk and talk to each other and didn't understand. You had to be quiet to listen to the comedian. You had to own them. You had to take over the stage somehow.
The room could, and it's like you said, they wouldn't turn on you. They would just ignore you. They would just ignore you. Right. But the thing with the crowd work and what I developed there, because it started as an open mic in a bar next to Dublin's downstairs, and it would be like me, Dane, and Ahmed would be there, and Darren Carter, and this and that. And then we moved to Dublin's, and I would go up late, and I used to go up with my notebook and just read. But as Dane was becoming Dane, and I always told him this is how I knew he was a rock star. It was like people were already doing him. You know what I mean? Before he was famous, they were already trying to. And I said, man, how would I look trying to jump around on a stage? 6'3", 250, I'm jumping and climbing on the furniture. Man, so it was, our energy was such a yin yang. He's super high energy, and I'm literally just sitting on a stool talking.
Right.
And that's why it worked so well, because the last thing you were going to do was, out energy Dane Cook. It was like there's no reason to even try. People would try, but it was like, no, and the crowd was cool with that. The crowd knew there was a different vibe when different comics came up, but some of the comics, especially the younger ones, didn't know that.
Yeah. And I mean, we had some major celebrities come through there just to check out the crowd. Yeah. I mean, I met Slash there. I met Justin Timberlake when he was dating Cameron Diaz there. She was drunk out of her brain.
He was a regular. Vince Vaughn was a regular.
Vince Vaughn, yeah.
And I will never forget, there was one night Vince Vaughn brought Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, my God.
And they were sitting at the bar, and it was like watching, like you ever watch the NFL draft when they call the players to the stage? That's how women were going up to that bar. They were like, all right, it's your chance. Take a shot. And they would just go up there and take their shot at Vince and Matthew and then come back. Nah, you didn't make the cut. Oh. Your turn. It was
Gosh.
And another night, I was making fun of NSYNC. I was just cracking on, because there were these two women, and they looked like strippers, but they said they were NSYNC groupies. And I had this whole thing about them being, too old to be NSYNC groupies and blah, blah, and I'm making fun of NSYNC. But I said, I'm making fun of NSYNC, but tonight they were at Staples Center, and I'm here at Dublin's literally working for my dinner,
Right.
At the end of the show, this woman comes up to the manager of the club, and she's pissed. You're going to let him blah, 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 blah. A guy named Mark. His name was Mark. And she said, they're here? And they said to me, and I'm like, what? And they said, NSYNC, they're here. I didn't know they were there. And I said, what did they think of it? And they said, they thought it was hilarious, but their publicist was pissed off. But I'll always love Mark, because Mark said to her, he said, well, are they coming next week? And she said, no. She said, well, Alonzo will be here next week. He's here every week, and so it was really cool because they stood up for me. But NSYNC and any celebrity, like, I think they liked coming there because, again, it wasn't a TMZ thing. It wasn't it was like, come hang out and laugh and have a good time. Yeah. But you're right. Big names used to drop in on and off stage.
Yeah. I remember Jay Davis came up to me and he goes, John, hey, I got a guy who wants to meet you. I'm like, all right, follow me. And we go through the like a back door that's upstairs, and there's like a hallway. People will go back there and smoke cigarettes sometimes, and so I thought we were just going back there to smoke. And there's Slash, and he is Slash. Like, it's the hair, it's the hat. He's propped up against the wall with 1 foot up, and he's got a cigarette. And Jay Davis goes, hey, Slash, this is John Reed. Hey, John, that's Slash. He wanted to meet you. And I remember just like, I turned into a fanboy. I said all the wrong things that you should never do to a celebrity. Like, hey, dude, I'm such a fan. I saw you in Charlotte one time, and I just started reliving a memory that I know he has no idea. Of course not. And so he tolerated me, my praise of him for a little bit. He had a cigarette. And he goes, oh, yeah, thanks, man. No, you're really funny, dude. I was like, cool. And then I was like, all right, let me get out of here before I blow it with Slash. And that was a real quick encounter. And then I remember Justin Timberlake and Cameron Diaz were dating at the time. Mm-hmm. And Justin is from Tennessee. And,
okay.
Yeah, so he was like liking the accent and came up to me and was like, hey, man, that was really funny. You remind me of home and all this stuff. And then Cameron Diaz was right there, and I was just staring at her. She was pretty drunk out of her mind, but I remember her not being as tall as I thought. Like, she was actually kind of like a little smaller than I thought. But, yeah, man, we had so much fun at Dublin's, and I couldn't even believe the parking. It was like you could valet for $2 to $3. Right?
But, as the club owners, that was the genius of their bar because, again, your listeners might not know this, but parking in Hollywood starts at $15.
Right.
And they had their own lot behind the bar. And, they would charge $2. So everyone would come there, just to park.
Yeah.
And the other thing about Dublin's, the women who worked there, it was Coyote Ugly before there was a Coyote Ugly.
Yeah.
Like they had these incredibly hot waitresses and bartenders. And one of the things I would always ask them, like going on stage, I'd be like, what's the best line you've heard tonight, right? Because guys would always be, and it was one of those things like, when you walk into a bar and every woman there is ridiculoly hot, like you have no chance.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's almost depressing. Like I walk in, I'm like, hey, what am I doing here?
Whatever line you thought might work, no, not going to work on them. But they were really cool because, we were there all the time and they were cool with the comics. And some of the lines that they used to get and just, it was hilarious. But it was a fun time, man. It was so creative. The only guy who's as tall as he looks on screen is Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
I think Vince is about 6'6" or something like that. Vince is a big guy.
He's a big guy. I hung out with him, not at Dublin. Well, I probably ran into him there, but I didn't talk to him there. But he's friends with Ahmed.
Yeah.
And Steve Renazizi. And we were like hanging out at some other place. And he said, don't leave. Vince Vaughn's going to come. They're going to shut down the whole bar. They're going to close the restaurant and reopen just for Vince and his friends. And you can stay if you want. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm doing that. And then I proceeded to get wasted with Vince Vaughn. I remember Peter Billingsley was with him, the kid who played Ralphie in A Christmas Story. He was a director and stuff. And And I remember just like we were singing country music at each other. It was almost like we were challenging each other. Oh, do you know every word? Because I know every word. And we're singing the lyrics at each other. It was a great time. But that's the randomness of Los Angeles. You're still there. Everyone else is getting out of town because of this pandemic, man. What's going on?
People are leaving. You know, I just talked to Steve Byrne. He just headed to Nashville.
Yep.
Al Madrigal, I heard, went to Nashville.
Wow.
Obviously, Rogan and Joey Diaz famously left.
Yep.
You know, we already talked about Heffron. He went back to Detroit. I'm holding on.
Good for
I'm
you.
holding on. So far, you know, I mean, I still love it here, and it's okay. So, yeah, I'm not going anywhere unless I have to. But so far, I get it. You know, people are leaving for a number of reasons.
Yeah.
And
how is it?
Comedy moved to New York a long time ago, right? I mean, as far as the hot spot and stand up, so some people followed that,
right?
And you know, I did a thing with Trevor Noah, and Trevor really liked me, and Trevor's a great guy. I don't know if you ever met him or anything, but
I've
really
not met him, but I know who you're.
Nice guy, real sharp. So they invited me to the writer's room on the Daily Show for a week. They said, yeah, we just want you to come in, see how it works. So, you know, I do that, and I got invited to punch up his monologues and stuff, which was really cool. And at the end of the week, they're like, well, what do you want to do? And I said, Trevor, man, I love you, but I can't move to New York on a starting writer's salary. Like I'm an old man. I can't get 4 roommates and live in Astoria and try to make it. You know, where were you 20 years ago? You know,
right.
So I'm fortunate that I got a pretty good life set up here in LA. And you know, I'm a motorcycle nut. I get to play with the bikes, and every season Jay Leno calls me and says, "Hey, I got a new motorcycle for you to ride," and I get to do the show. So yeah, man, I'm gonna hang in until
good deal.
Otherwise, you know, until something better comes along.
Thank you so much, Alonzo, for doing this. I know. Don't you have an Amazon Prime thing out right now?
Yes.
Heavy lightweight. Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, thank you for bringing that up. Last week, it went wide. For 1 year, it was exclusively on Amazon Prime. It's called Heavy Lightweight. But last week was when they opened up distribution, so you can now get it on Apple. Okay. You know, under and you can get it from other various outlets. If you go to alonzobodden.com, you can click right to it there. But it is still on Amazon Prime. That was my last special, and I do a podcast, and I'm much lazier than you. Mine is called Who's Paying Attention, and it's just me making fun of the week's news. Sometimes making fun of, sometimes angrily ranting, you know, just short of Lewis Black. But I do that.
Alonzo Bodden, everybody. Thank you so much, my friend.
Take care, buddy.
You too. All right, thank you, Alonzo Bodden, for doing the Zoom interview. Don't forget to check him out online and his Amazon Prime special right now. All right, Stamos, let's move on to, this is one of my favorite segments, too. I think all of my segments are my favorite segments when I'm doing it.
They're all good.
Yeah, they're crazy stories. There's a lot going on in the news right now.
A lot you don't hear about.
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do the ones that are lighthearted and fun and goofy, and not all the ones about pandemics and
serious.
I'm trying to say looters and rioting at the same time. It came out like rooters.
Huh.
Yeah. Anyway, we're trying to be positive. We're trying to be happy-go-lucky. So, this segment's dedicated to those weird, crazy stories from all over the country. You know. And not just small towns, but from everywhere. Oh, here it is. This will describe everything to you. Listen to this, Stamos.
We're just small town dudes with small town news, breaking stories of crimes committed you never do. Mind your P's and Q's or they'll cover you. The town may be small, but the news is huge.
All right. Check this one out, buddy. I'm just going to read you the headline, and then we're going to watch. This one is a surveillance footage.
Oh, God.
It's not a news story, so we're going to have to be the news anchors here. But I'm just going to read you the headline. And I'm going to let the Alan Jackson play the video after I read the headline. And we'll just weigh in and comment. And Alan and Isaiah, feel free. If you got something you want to add to this, please chime in. But here's the headline. Man steals massive dildo from sex shop, and he's still at large. All right.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
So let me actually, before you play it, Alan, scroll down there a little bit, and I can read the rest of what it says here. Here's a real jaw-dropping crime, even in Sin City. A man making off with a humongous dildo without paying, and even though the whole caper's on camera, it might be tough to nail this guy. Oh, that's TMZ being hilarious.
Get it? Nail.
They're trying to nail that guy. I have it pulled up over here too. Oh yeah, this is surveillance footage. This is in Las Vegas somewhere. This dude, he just strolls into this sex shop called Deja Vu. Sounds familiar. It's a joke.
I get it.
Okay.
I did.
All right. There was a comedy club called Deja Vu, too, in Columbia, Missouri. Weirdest name for a comedy club. Because you think Deja Vu, you think strip club or sex shop. Yeah, isn't that weird how Deja Vu, which means I've had this memory before, turns into sex? I don't know how that happened. Anyway, Deja Vu Love Boutique in Las Vegas. This dude just walks right in, picks up a 3-foot, 40-pound dildo, and just walks out the store.
Normal business hours.
Yes. Look, can you see right there? Yeah. It's daytime.
Daylight.
Yeah. So let's watch this and let's talk about it. Yeah, it looks like they got the metal detectors right there as you walk in. Yeah. So he obviously wasn't packing anything. Well, no, that's not metal detectors. That's Alan's playing Pink Panther music. Here he comes. He's got like he's got a mask on, Adidas gear on. He's wearing his COVID mask. He's got a hat. Got blonde hair. It looks like. Just walks into the store. Takes a little turn into the carpet area of the store. Comes back out to the walkway. Picks up this gigantic white dildo
on his shoulder.
Puts it over his shoulder. No one's asking him if he needs help. He's just walking right out the door.
That had to be a dare.
Oh, what
had to be
cock shoplifter. Huh?
It had to be an initiation or something, like a gang membership initiation or he
Well,
lost a bet.
You think that's what it is? It could be that. It could be like a fraternity thing. Like
or a fantasy football thing?
Right, a fantasy football game. Yeah. You lose this bet, you got to go in the love boutique.
You got to go in that and get that big dildo we've seen. Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously not for a use. I mean, no one, I don't think there's a human being who could take that thing.
No.
Or even a horse.
Or he was pissed off because his wife went there and mentioned it to him. He's like, by God, I'm going to get rid of this. So he took it and he done away with it.
Right, he's tired. He's got penis envy.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm getting rid of this one.
Yeah, I think so.
There's one less penis that my wife can compare me to. Like, it's bad enough that I'm not. Yeah, and then that thing. Got a nice huge vein in the bottom of it there.
It does, and it's got the testicles in the bottom of it.
It does.
And,
I mean, 40 pounds is heavy, though.
It's
like
a lot
to
of
just
weight.
pick it up over your shoulder. I mean, we work out a lot. This looks like it could be a CrossFit exercise.
Yeah.
We should take this to Jason's gym and have
use it as a workout device.
Right. Yeah. Put this dildo on your shoulder and run out the garage door, do 400 meters and come back.
Yeah. So he's still large.
Yeah, they haven't found the guy. He's got like a Nike shirt on, an Adidas zipper hoodie type thing, so he can't get his logos right.
I don't figure the cops are losing any sleep over this one.
Right.
He stole something, but I think all in all, it's probably in fun.
But seriously, like, how much that's 40 pounds over your shoulder, penis.
Yeah.
If you add some kettlebells to that, now we're talking and that could be the testiculars.
Testiculars.
A whole CrossFit exercise with sex objects.
It could be.
Look at it. Yeah. Now, I remember one time, dude, this is a true story. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, senior week. There was a sex shop. There's many sex shops in Myrtle Beach. Shay Herman decides that he's going to run into a sex shop and steal an inflatable doll.
For you guys to use.
Just for shenanigans.
Well, that's probably the same thing happened here.
I think that's probably what we got going on here. But here's the thing: there's no sense of urgency from him.
Back to Shay.
Did
that happen?
Yes, no, that's true.
So he really got
he ran in there like business daytime.
Yeah.
Ran in there, but he ran and got it and ran out. This dude just is walking.
Casual, yeah.
Yeah, like he worked there, like he was the delivery man. Like he's like, oh, that don't go here. The wrong place. I got to take this over to.
The space does look empty now without it. See?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good, like if you were to have a brothel or a strip joint just to have a random penis hanging out.
You eBay that thing, you'll get some cash.
How much do you think that's worth?
That's several $100.
Several hundred?
Several hundred. That's
no way.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Somebody, Alan or Isaiah, someone Google how much is a 3 foot 40-pound dildo. I want to know what the street value is.
Do I have
to? Isaiah?
Yes.
I think you might be too young to be Googling this
I'm not going to
stuff.
have the intern do that.
I can do it, but then I have to stop talking.
Hold on, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it.
I just hope there's
I want to know
there.
what the street value of that thing is.
Maybe
this dude put
you said 40 pound?
40 pounds. 3 foot, 40-pound dildo.
Oh, gosh. I hope my wife isn't checking my
I know.
thing.
Or the police.
How much?
I mean, I guess we could ask Siri. Let me ask Siri. I wonder what she would say. Hang on, let me see what she would say. Alan, you keep looking, but I'm just curious now.
I'm telling you, that's like $500 or $600.
How much is a 3 foot, 40-pound dildo worth?
I found this on the web.
She's gonna find stuff. All right, so I'm gonna click on. Oh, that it just gives me stories of what we're already talking about. What'd you find?
Ooh, I've got something good here for you.
Okay.
All right, and this is actually regarding this story in particular.
Oh, good. Okay.
So, according to the New York Post,
yeah,
about this actual incident.
Yep.
Somebody with this store has quoted as saying, sadly, the pandemic has encouraged even the scummiest of scumbags to steal the strangest product from innocent businesses. This landmark item in our store is worth nearly $2,000.
Whoa! What is it made of? Ivory?
Ivory tusk.
Wow.
Tusk.
He says, so if you happen to see a 3 foot penis sitting around, please turn in the 6 foot tall dick who stole it.
That's great.
There you go. But how do you get? Well, I guess it's just the material alone must cost that much. I wonder what it's made out of. That it's so heavy, I mean, it can't be the fleshy stuff that a real dildo is made out of.
How many of those do you see?
Well,
It's
maybe
probably
it
one of
can
a
be.
kind.
Well, I bet you this: the company who probably makes real dildos thought it'd be funny just to make a huge one. Because they already got the equipment and the material.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like an advertisement thing.
Yeah. So that's probably made out of the same stuff that a real dildo is made out of.
I just like how the guy quoted referred to it as the landmark item in their store.
Right.
Like, people travel to the store to see
Right.
this.
Yeah, honey, what do you want to do this evening after we get finished with our buffet here at the buffet, in Vegas?
Or if you know who the
Let's talk
dick
about the
was.
Deja Vu Love Boutique and look at that 3 foot penis.
Yeah, that's what a dick for doing that.
Yeah, dude just picked it up and walked out.
Get your picture made with the.
Yeah, okay, so I wonder. So they're still looking for it. The guy who stole it has obviously not tried to sell it on the internet yet because we would have found it. But I can't believe that's $2,000. Well, because when you said several hundred, I thought, well, that's way too high.
Yeah.
The employees of the store have a name for it.
Oh, yeah.
Can you guys guess what the name is?
Well, let's see here.
It's large.
Large and in charge. Large Marge.
Now think literary. Think classic literature. Something large.
Moby Dick.
Well, Moby.
Moby.
The Moby.
The Moby.
The Moby.
Okay. Right.
Well, good for him.
Well, I will say this. As a white guy, 5'10", average build, whenever you think of massive penises, they're always black.
Yeah.
It's nice to see a Caucasian penis that big every now and then. You know?
Yep.
The great white hope.
So that's what those Magnum condoms that you see on.
That's
what those go on.
That's what it's for.
Yeah.
See, that's even too big for a horse, I would think. I mean, no person could use that. But there was a queen back. Do you know this?
No.
I forgot. Queen Elizabeth, the 47th, one of them. I don't know. She died having sex with a horse because the horse fell on her. The contraption that she was using to get under the horse or hold the horse up. So it wasn't the actual size of the penis that killed her. It was just the horse that did it. Wow. But I think even that's too big for Queen Elizabeth.
Definitely.
Well, I hope that we can find this dude, bring him to justice. You know, there's lots of riots and looting going on, but no one tried to. This is the only guy to steal this gigantic penis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised they didn't have it locked down or mounted to the floor or something.
Mounted to the floor.
I'm surprised it was just left there loose.
This guy has obviously been in this store before.
He knew exactly where to go.
He's done some recon, pecan, and he's been in there, and he's like, all right, I've noticed that at 3 p.m. on Tuesdays, there's a shift change, and there's no one there. I'm going to walk in, because if you run, that causes an alert. You know, it's like, okay, why is this guy running? No, I'm just going to calmly walk in, like I run the place, walk right out with this big penis over my shoulder. Good move.
I think he also has been waiting for some sort of national pandemic so everybody could wear a mask. He felt like that would be the best time to go.
This is
He's been waiting.
The best time for thieves.
Yeah.
I mean, in general.
Right.
You know, because no one questions you anymore if you walk into a store with a mask on. It's like mandatory.
Go to a bank with a mask now. It's
even.
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So very, very scary time with that. But to get back to Shea Herman, so he ran in there to this Love Boutique kind of store in Myrtle Beach, grabbed the doll. It was not inflated. It was just like in a cardboard box, you know, and then stole it and took it back to the hotel. And we had to blow it up. We had to inflate it. And it was not. It was a kind of just like this, like its hands come out like that, and its mouth like. Like that, and you know, no one spent any alone time with the thing.
I hope you
but
didn't.
I will say this: that thing lived a long life because it went back. It went back to Raleigh, because I was roommates with Shay in college. So that thing lived from the CVCC days to NC State days.
Oh man!
So we're talking 90.
Somebody used
to
it.
like. I have a theory. And I'm not going to name any names, but it disappeared for a while. And we don't know where it went. And then we found it when we helped a guy move. And we're like, hey, dude, we've been looking for that. We always wondered what happened. Because, you guys don't remember you left it here. We're like, interesting. And guess what? It had a piece of tape on it. Like it had been punctured.
Oh.
And then he had to fix it, like a fix-a-flat.
Yeah.
And inflate it again. So that means I think maybe this person was using it.
Yeah.
I never used it, didn't get a chance to.
Well, hopefully he got some good use out of
it. So anyway, that's a true story. All right. Well, I mean, anything else you want to add? The Alan Jackson?
No, I think that's...
Speaks for itself.
It kind of does. Isaiah, you're not supposed to be looking at this stuff. You're a young boy. Don't be looking at this. All right. Well, look, like I said, there's a lot of going on in the news, and we're just trying to be lighthearted and goofy and fun. And the town's not even small. But the penis was huge.
Boo.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Sorry.
Perfect segue there.
All right, buddy. What do you want to do next?
I think the only thing we have left is...
Oh, yeah.
GWH.
It's time for
GWH.
G-dubs?
Yeah,
Time
G-dubs.
for GWH? Yeah. Okay. Well, I should introduce the segment and tell everybody.
Yeah.
Let's let the cat out of the bag. What do you say?
Bring it.
Let's tell
Let him
everybody
out.
the truth. Truth is, his name is not Marcus Stamos. I made that whole thing up. I thought it'd be funny. Made it up a long time ago. It just kind of stuck.
Yeah,
you remember the origin of that?
You've used it a lot.
I've made cards, made a website.
It's a way to deflect attention off of you.
Yeah, and it works.
It does, but I don't like it.
But it's kind of stuck, and people kind of see it. I think it's worked to your favor in longevity-wise. I think it has, but I don't live inside of your brain, so I don't know what's going on.
There's times where I'm like, don't do that tonight. I'm just not feeling it, please.
Right. Anyway, his real name is Mark Hunt. And from time to time, we'll go to Goodwill. And we'll buy each other $5 gifts or less. And we'll unbox or exchange them or unwrap them on the show. Mark Hunt, Goodwill. It's a game that we...
Oh, God.
God, I know. That last one killed me. Hang on. I don't think I'm going to have it today. I just got hot.
Let's just say it's a game.
No. We got to do it. Oh. It's a game that we like to call Goodwill Hunting. Goodwill Hunting. Goodwill.
Hunting. Oh, that was a good one.
My face is red as usual. My diaphragm is sore.
We jailed together. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
That's harmony. We were harmonizing. It sounded really good.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, do you want to go first?
I'll go first. We were talking earlier. You lived for 17 odd years.
18 years. I lived in Los Angeles.
Austin, the great state of California. How much do you miss it?
I don't miss it, dude, very little. Yeah. But there are times where I miss certain things about it. I miss my buddy Kyle Davis.
Yeah.
I miss the Comedy Store. I miss my comedian friends, and I miss good sushi. I miss a couple of restaurants, but I don't miss the traffic.
Or the no family. You didn't have any family
no family out there. So there are things I do miss about it from time to time, but for the most part, I'm way happier now that I live back here in Hickory with my friends and my family.
We're glad to have you.
But it's nice. I mean, I was supposed to go back there in March, but then that's when the pandemic happened.
I remember that.
I got a whole Hickory Live show to shop around still, and everything they just pumped the brakes.
Yeah.
Ain't been in a minute.
Well, I got a little something to help remind you of your 18 years of residency.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Just a little something to, I say, remind.
So that's the thing, too. I forgot to mention that in the game is, it's not just a random $5 gift or less. It needs to make sense.
Yeah, it's got to mean.
It's got to mean something. It's got to work. All right, so that's what you're saying. This is going to help remind me of 18 years in California.
Yeah, just a little something from
look
Goodwill.
At here now. Okay. So this is some kind of plate, and it says California on it. It's got the state, and within the state, it looks like there's all kinds of landmarks, right? You got a surfer, you got oranges, you got the sun, you've got a film camera, a little giraffe. That's where there's a San Diego Zoo down there at the bottom. That's Hollywood. You've got grapes and wine. That's wine country. You've got the redwoods. You've got, was it a volcano? Oh, and then you got the capital, Sacramento.
And you've got real
palm
gold.
Trees.
It's real gold around it, I think.
This is real gold?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's real gold. That's something, I guess, when a tourist would buy, I guess.
Let me ask you this. Now, what's up with these little holes in there?
That's where you put your cigarette. I have no idea.
I have a theory.
Huh?
Oh, well, do you know what it is? It's not just a hole. It looks like it's a pattern of something. Yeah, what do you think that is?
I don't.
This right here.
Head. Maybe Mickey Mouse head?
I want to say it's a bear because the state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flag, yeah.
Not the state animal. What do you call it?
It's on their flag, I think, right?
It's a bear.
Yeah.
So I think that's like a bear's head. Could be Mickey Mouse, but the ears aren't big enough. Okay. Well, thank you, buddy. It's got a little stain on it right here. Have you used this?
Cigarette? Is that nicotine?
Right there. What do you think that is?
Is that a booger? It's maybe a booger stain.
Was that maybe a price tag at one point?
Yeah.
Okay. On the back here, it says $2. You owe me $3, but it's fine. I'm going to take this price tag off, and I'm going to read what it says.
I didn't read the back of it.
Because I'm going to read it. Perfect. It's okay. Not for food use, for decorative purposes only. Made in
China.
Nope.
Japan.
Nope.
Korea.
Correct.
Taiwan.
Korea.
Oh,
yeah.
Third guess.
Made in Korea. All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Marcus Stamos.
Put that on your dresser at home and put your keys on it. Or
I feel like we could
change.
put it right
That's a good
here.
change.
Put
little-
change on here.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yep.
After I crack them from the other Goodwill gift that you got me.
Yeah, this will be for sale October.
Right. Well, that's what I was about to say. It'll be here for a minute.
Yep.
Then on October the 3rd,
it won't last long.
You can buy it.
Yeah.
Take a picture. All right.
Okay, give me mine. Let me have mine. Let me see. I'm excited.
I got you something.
Okay.
Just got acid reflux all of a sudden.
You need a.
It always happens at the end of the show.
Need a
I get little
Prilosec.
acid. Yeah, I heard those are bad for you.
What isn't?
That's true. We've been working out. You know, I've been saying this for a while.
Look at you. Your arms are about to bust out of your sleeves.
My arms are pretty buff, but
You're
I know
looking great lately.
you have been exercising a lot, even on your own, even when we're not going to my brother's little gym that he's created at a secret location. And I know that you get sore. You get like stiff.
Yeah, and I'll pull the back out every now and then. Yeah.
And it's like if you had something to work your muscles, maybe, and going and getting a massage. Number one, it's expensive to get a professional massage. Number two, they're not even doing them a lot right now because of the pandemic. You can't even get in and get one done.
Yeah.
So the next best thing that would help you in your soreness after your workouts might be this item right here.
Some kind of an instrument. Okay.
Yeah, it's a tool that I think that you could use to help you. And I got that for you, my friend, Marcus Hunt at a Goodwill.
From Goodwill. Right here in Hickory.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And it comes in a classic white Goodwill bag. Bag is way too big for the item.
A little bit.
They don't
That's
care.
okay. All right.
I wonder what it could be.
Oh.
Looky here now.
So it's some kind of a little device to work the tension out of your muscles.
I think it's just
So you take that up
$2
somebody's
cheap
back.
massager. Yeah.
Listen.
So here, you stand right there.
Wait a minute. Listen.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's when you know it's working, see?
Yeah.
Now, I know it's your back that gives you problems. You might not be able to reach your back, but guess who's got your back?
You got me?
I got your back.
Okay.
You sit right there, see? Now you take this. Now, I know you got a daughter. Maybe Ella could get behind you. Just rub on Daddy's shoulders, you see.
You know what?
Take it down the spine like that, right there. How's this feel? Is it too hard? How's the pressure?
I've got goosebumps now. It feels really good.
Right?
Yeah.
Working out some toxic bubbles.
Oh, it's good.
Okay, now everything else you can do on your own.
Well, I think
But I feel like you could also use it as a slingshot or a game. If you had a cat would probably love that thing.
Yeah, I could take the little ball things off and use it as a slingshot for sure.
Yep.
But that felt really good. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
And I will find someone to use this on me.
Yeah.
Other than me. And
Yeah, and but it looks like a slingshot, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Like if you were to take the balls off and put a rubber band, you could have a slingshot.
Yep.
You could. It could be an abacus for a very poor person.
two. I thought of that.
A
but I couldn't.
one, a two.
Yeah. Yeah. Easy.
And guess how much it was? $2.
$2.
$2. But it's the craftsmanship looks really good.
It looks homemade.
And this is you know how many were made?
No, how many?
I have no idea.
Oh,
There's
I thought.
no, I saw a number there. It says £2 2609009GH. I don't know what that means, but let me try this. Oh yeah, it's good. I mean, I feel like you could do this with any device that has a ball on it. but it was $2. Oh, look, it could be like a race car. There you go.
Very nice.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Make your daughter rub that on you from time to time. Yeah, you could.
I like the noise it makes.
Actually, how far down your back could you get it?
Not far enough.
Yeah, not far enough.
Need a lot of pressure.
So maybe what I'll do. Guess what else, dude?
What?
I don't want to leave you empty-handed because I thought about this. I didn't think that you were going to be able to reach the center of your back, and I know that you don't always have Ella there to do things for you. So I got you something else.
Oh, okay.
That's a selfie stick.
Right.
And I don't think you take enough selfies as it is.
I take
feel
zero.
like you should take more selfies. and share it with everybody, you know. But if you were to somehow hook this thing up in here, possibly you could
reach your back.
Reach your back.
Great idea.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I didn't want to just do that. I also got you that. 2 gifts in one. Now you can reach your back.
Thank you.
Who wins?
Good gifts.
Who wins the game? I think at one time we were making a game out of this.
Yeah, who gets the best gift?
Isaiah, who gave the better gift this time?
I'm going to go with John.
Of course you're going to go with John.
Well,
he's
that's
the,
smart.
He's the superstar.
I gave you 2 gifts. You gave me 1.
I know, but mine had, they're both
just
good
do
gifts.
the numbers, dude. Isaiah's just doing the math.
He got 2 gifts. He gave you 2 gifts and 1.
Right, but you have to say his was the better gift. Right. I get it.
Well, I'll change my vote to Mark for $5.
Thank you, Isaiah.
No.
Well, I think we did good. This was a fun podcast, right, the Alan Jackson?
Absolutely.
Am I forgetting anything?
So I just wanted to give you one correction on a name for the Patreons.
Thank you.
Just because we had somebody chime in and just wanted to get us.
Please.
We'd like to update their name.
I want to get it right.
We had them listed as Karen Walters.
Yeah.
It's actually Karen Manuel. So if you could kind of say.
Manuel?
Yep. If you could say a thank you to Karen Manuel
All right.
instead.
Thank you, Karen Manuel.
Yes.
Appreciate you and your support. Love you, love you, love you.
She also said her husband John and their son Cooper are huge fans. So
love John and
Cooper.
Cooper. Yeah. Cooper's a cool name.
It is.
John's a good name. That's, but Cooper's awesome. Thank you. Sorry for getting that wrong. Anything else I'm forgetting, man?
No, just where can people go to see what you're doing right now? So,
well, if you wanted to go to johnreap.com, that's my website. There's things you could do there. You could watch, you can learn about my special. I also have a special on Amazon Prime. It's called The Ginger Beard Man. It's the latest comedy special I've done. You can get info right there. Or you could, if you want to learn about the cruise, you could click on Reeps Peeps Cruise if you wanted to. That's going to be November 6th to 11, 2021.
2021.
And, you got plenty of time. Just save the date, but you're going to want to get, COVID will be over by then. And come on, get on the boat with us.
Price just went up too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
It's not that much.
Because it's so far away, they might do another thing.
Yeah,
but I can't confirm that. Anyway, it's going to be worth it no matter what the price is because it's a lot of fun. All right, what else? We could go to the merch. Yep, go to my store. You can get a country-ish pack, the bundle, T-shirt, koozie, digital download of John Reap Bless His Heart, and a hat. Get a ginger beard mask. And there's all kinds of merchandise that you can get at johnreap.com. Now, if you were to go to countryishpodcast.com, countryishpodcast.com. You can see right there, you can listen to the podcast, you can subscribe to the podcast, and you can watch the podcast because we're also on YouTube. And you can become a supporter. Like we just mentioned, the Patreon supporters, we need all the help we can get. We are listener supported. So you want to become one of the VIP Patreon supporters, you can do that right there at countryishpodcast.com. I'm still doing cameos. You write it, I'll say it, as long as it doesn't get me in trouble. What else? Yes, we are doing. Hang on, I lost my place. TikToks, I'm still up there. My whole deal with TikTok was if you lip sync my comedy, I'll duet with you. But I really don't pay much attention. I just use TikTok to promote the Country-ish podcast.
Yeah, it was a phase.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yard sale coming.
Yard sale coming. Don't forget our Country-ish yard sale. And we are working on Country-ish movie night.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about it and we stopped it?
Yep.
We got some irons in the fire.
Bam.
Conversations are being done. Don't worry, we haven't given up on that. And we're thinking about calling it a mystery movie, Country-ish mystery movie night. So you don't know what the movie's going to be. You just show up and trust that it's going to be something you're going to want to watch. Anyway, we're working on that. I think we did good. Let's wrap this puppy up. For the Alan Jackson, for intern Isaiah, for Stamos, I'm John Reap. Bicycle.
From a cul-de-sac. Don't chew tobacco and I don't smoke crack. thank God I'm country-ish. Well, a simple kind of life, never did me no harm, but I do know a guy with only one arm. Keep your fancy smartphones and your self-parked cars. Thank God I'm country-ish. Well, I got a podcast that'll make you giggle. It ain't number one, it's right in the middle. My town's not big, but it ain't too little. It's time for country-ish. Go on, you. I'd make a new show every day if I could, but my friends have jobs and they pay pretty good. Record when we can, work when we should. It's time for country-ish. Well, I don't care what your skin looks like, just love everybody and we'll be alright. Listen to the show every Friday night. It's time for country-ish. Well, I got a podcast that'll make you giggle. It ain't number one, it's right in the middle. My town's not big, but it ain't too little. It's time for country-ish. Don't you?
And D as in dildo.